Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be talking about the Keith McMillen 12 step. This is the first generation, this is the first version of this USB MIDI foot controller. Uh, why am I doing a video on this? Is because I've owned this for 10 years now. I can't believe it, 10 years. So I thought I'd do a video of what it is like to own one of these and see how it's holding up in regular gigging 10 years. So if you if you're thinking about buying one of these secondhand, what you can expect. This is my personal experience with this particular device. I believe they've got the second generation out now, but I bought this in, and I've got it on my computer. I'll probably try and flash up a picture of it from the original sales order. I bought this in March. I think it was the 5th of March, 2020. Sorry, 5th of March, 2015, from Thomann's in Germany. And I bought this with the MIDI expander that you need, which you can see on a previous video that I've done demonstrating my bass rig rundown. So basically, it's a it's called the Keith McMillen 12 step because it does the full range of a scale, but it does C to C, so there's technically 13 buttons. But hey, we ain't splitting there. So, and it's a cracking bit of kit. It's controlled via I think I had to Google these actually. I can't really remember. It'd be a mini USB B and a USB B. But for the day-to-day purposes, I use this one. So it will create any sounds at the moment. I'm going to do a little demo video of me playing it and how we use it. So when it comes on, you probably can't notice it. So I'm going to switch off the lights. There we go. So you can see that. So all the keys should be, they're all rubber keys and they should be backlit with the lights, as you can see. But you see that various keys have actually failed, including the main control key, which is a bit of a shame. In fact, the E button failed within, I want to say, 6 months to a year. Oh, it started flickering. It started flickering, but because we were gigging a lot, I didn't want to send it back. And it was still producing the sound, and it didn't really affect its performance, so I left it. And that's how it went on for quite a number of years. It was just this key occasionally flicker, and then it'd go off for a few months, and it decided to pop on, and then other lights started flickering until we're at this point where we've got what 6 keys completely dark, and I never see them flicker at all. So I don't imagine they're ever going to come back on again. And I do have a friend of mine who bought one of these second hand that was faulty, and he's an electronics engineer. And he opened it up and he says, "Oh, this looks like it's difficult to repair." So I think once these have failed, you ain't replacing them. However, it still triggers the sounds, which is what I'm concerned about. I have had not an issue of seeing the buttons because all of the stages we're playing are mostly there's some kind of light, so I can see the pedal anyway. So it's a bit of a shame, and I do expect the rest of these pedals to fail. I I do like I say, I do know there's a second generation of these which does the USB-C as a connection. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with USB-C via my mobile phone. But anyways, um, it's a cracking bit of kit, so I'm going to do a little demonstration on it. But I'll pop the light back on, and I'll. If you haven't seen anybody else's videos about it, it's kind of got a carbon fiber backing with the UK column badge. It's oh look, see when you twist it. Let me switch the light back off. See when you twist it, lights start flickering. I bet I've buggered this up. So I've never done this before. So oh look, all the lights are back on. That one's back on. See, it's flickering. Now I hope the MIDI signal that's going into it still works. There's obviously something loose somewhere on the circuit board that's in there. Now this won't be producing any sound, so I've just got it plugged in to the computer just to light it up. When you first plug it in, it automatically defaults to the last patch that you create for it, which in this case was dirtbag or dirt a Teenage Dirtbag, because we were messing about with that song for a bit of fun for a wedding, and I created some effects sounds for it, which we don't really use, but it comes on. I haven't deleted it. It comes on automatically. If I want to load up one of my patches, I press and hold this one. You have to press it quite hard because you are actually standing on it. All the ready LEDs are working, so I can choose a patch. So I'll choose, I don't know, Metallica, which is NE. Nothing else matters for that particular one. Anyways, like I say, when I do this demonstration, it may freeze because I used to have this permanently set up on a pedal board, so there wasn't much movement going on with the actual device itself. But it'll be on a carpet, and I do not recommend just have this straightforward on the carpet because it does move about because it's quite flexible. So I will recommend having it on a board on the floor, and that minimizes the amount of movement that you get with this device. In fact, I think I saw Billy Sheehan rig rundown once, and he talked about it, and he mounted his on a piece of wood. It's recommended so it doesn't move, because what happens as this gets pushed down, the plug hits the carpet, and then it just breaks the contact, and it doesn't take much to freak out the MIDI. So if it loses signal or puts a false signal to the synth device, it'll freeze and you get notes stuck on. It's happened to me at a gig. You have to do a quick reset. Can be a bit of a panic, but putting it on a board will mitigate those issues. So right, I'm going to get it over back onto my pedal board, plugged into the synth. I'm going to do some demos with my bass and show you how we use it on a couple of songs. All these songs are what I've done previously. Some we don't do anymore, some we do. They're all just in there. No point in deleting them. They're in the system. We might bring those songs back. Incidentally, if you're interested, Heart is for All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You, which we do as the Hailstorm version. Black Velvet, Speaks for Itself, Alana Miles. We don't do that one anymore. We don't do Heart anymore. Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. That pops back in. Rush. Spirit Radio. We have a few bits and bats, including I Have the Crowd Scene going on as well in there. Love Art for Love in an Elevator. Fire on that one. That's for I'm a Fire by Hailstorm. You Ought to Know. That should say You Know. You Ought to Know. Alanis Morissette. Paradise City, it has a synth bit in it, and the 4 means 4 non-blondes. And they're just a few of the songs that's in there. There is some more programmed in. I don't use it as much as I used to do, because when I first got this, we didn't run backing tracks on the band. And after having this for maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and it was great because I could play some synth sounds and fill out the band, even though we're just a 4-piece band and that's just guitar, bass, and drums with a dedicated singer who doesn't play. I could fill out the sound of the band, make us sound bigger than we actually were, by just putting some basic pads in. Now, I don't do this to any great degree of skill. I'm not an amazing player, but just doing some basic latched pads or individual notes, it makes the world of difference. The actual world of difference when it comes to doing a gig. But now, with quite a number of years, we started doing tracks on some songs, which means we can do things like Bring Me to Life, the Evanescence classic. So we've got all the piano parts and then the string sections and what have you. We do November Rain, which is kind of hybrid of track and playing. And crazy songs like Firestarter we do as a the Prodigy 90s classic. All those things we can do, and a combination of the backing tracks and this means that our just humble 4-piece northern based rock covers band means we can sound really quite big and full and quite unique. But anyway, I'm going to pop this on the back on the pedal board, plug it into the synth. I'm going to do you a demo. And I also apologize for the jerky video. I noticed this on a previous video that I recorded, but I can't do a great deal about it until I buy better equipment. The audio should be coming through okay. So let's get it on the pedal board. I'll see you in a sec.
Okay. Right, so I've got the camera fixed now, so I'm going to demonstrate a couple of songs, how we use this. So the first song I'm going to do is Metallica, Nothing Else Matters, and I'm not going to do the entire song, I'm just going to demonstrate how we utilise the Keith McMillen with the synth to provide some strings and a little bit of warmth and body underneath the main music that we play to present that song. Now this song is the third part of a trifecta of songs that we play. We start off with playing My Immortal, which is me and the singer. I'm playing piano part. We drop to the chorus for the band version. I drop to the bass and we play the band version. Where I use a patch called Big Noise, which I utilise in all these three songs in the trifecta. So, and then we're going to, after My Immortal, we're going to Zombie by the Cranberries, which utilises the Big Noise. But that particular song, I only play a bass. I don't do anything with Keith McMillen. But as we come out of Zombie, we hold the notes and make a load of noise, and I fade in the strings, and then the guitarist starts playing his bit. I'll demonstrate now. So the first part we're playing is what I play on Zombie using the effect, and I'll explain a little bit about the effect I use in a second, and then I'll show you how I bring the strings in from Zombie. So here we go with the last outro chorus. Whilst I'm playing Zombie, I will have changed the patch on the synth using the Novation, and I've changed the patch on the Keith McMillen. I've changed it to Nothing Else Matters, the Metallica patch, and then I'll have activated it. And I can see it's active because there's a red LED, and that's a latched key going now. So it's sent a MIDI signal to the synth, and it's latched it with the chord that I want. So on the Novation, as the down notes of the E, which I fade out, and then I bring up. So I'll take the bass out. So a little bit of drama. Sometimes the audience are a little bit confused as what's going on. And at that time I muted my guitar. To bring the strings up slightly, and then the guitarist, I need to change my patch now because I'll change it to a quieter patch, put the volume back up, and the guitarist will start his arpeggioed. I don't have the guitarist here to demonstrate that. So usually the audience will start clapping or booing or whatever at this point. And like I said, the guitarist is doing his bit. I won't try and play the arpeggiated part on bass because I'm going to cock it up, because you've got to look at your hands and your feet at the same time. And everybody knows how it goes. And then it changes to the A. And then to the C. To the D. Back to the E minor. And then the run. I know it does that a couple of times, then there's a run down. Poor demonstration, a bit too fast, and that's just me and the guitarist. 3, 4, 1, 2, and then I come in on the drums with the vocals. that's sort of the main verse, how we do it. This is poorly executed because I'm looking at a camera, I'm looking at my fingers, and I'm looking at my feet as well. So there'll be some mistakes, but the point is, it's demonstrating the Keith McMillen pedal. We are a little bit more accurate live, honestly. So on this one, I use the panning chorus effect because I think the chorus effect works really nice. So that's generally what we do, and then when it comes down to the break part, which is the same as the intro, where it goes. And I'll sometimes do the arpeggiated part. To make up for, because there's only one guitarist, and you know, I sort of fill out those parts while the guitarist is doing his lead part, the whatever the plays. So it kind of fills it out there, but we've got the strings constantly going on underneath, setting a nice bed there. But when it comes to the outro, the big outro at the end, where it all kicks in, it's and the screaming guitar solo comes in. I carry on playing the synth, where it's still playing the verse part from the E, D, and C, but I changed my patch to what's called Big Noise, which is the same patch I use in Zombie, and I use this patch because the idea is it's got the low end for the bass, but then it's got the distortion to try and emulate a rhythm guitar, you know. So that's the idea, and it really fills it out. So when the guitarist goes to his solo part, there isn't so much of a drop in sound and the sonic of the higher end sonic frequencies of a rhythm guitar. So that's what this sounds like. So imagine the big Lars Ulrich drum fill, you know, the drum and to the outro solo. This is what this sounds like. I just fade out the bass, and then with the guitarist, then we just do the outro part. Well, obviously, a lot slower than that, or whatever, and we fade it out, and the crowd go absolutely wild. I wish. So that's how we tackle. This is how we utilise the Keith McMillen for Nothing Else Matters. Incidentally, this is the second time I shot this. What's really important is if you're using this, there's a couple. Is the footwear. When I first tried to record this, I had walking boots on because I just walked the dog. But the walking boots have quite a wide footprint for obvious reasons. You want plenty of grip to keep you balanced whilst you're walking. Now, the wider footprint sometimes means you can span a couple of keys at once, and you could catch a button. So as you're changing buttons, you don't actually activate it, and like there, and a key can stay stuck, and that's sometimes been an issue live because I may have put the wrong footwear on. You have to be really accurate. I have to sometimes point my toe down to make sure that I hit the buttons accurately, and so that's a point to note. Also, this will be on a piece of wood because we're on a carpet, and what sometimes happens is when you play up here, the device itself can move, and the MIDI plug can sometimes slightly disconnect, and then that means it freezes and sends a constant signal, and then the synth is, and basically I've got to switch off, reset the synth. It has happened one or two times over the years, but we're talking in a 10-year span, not often, where it's been a little bit embarrassing at a gig. Anyways, next demo. So I'm going to go back to a clean sound on the bass, get the volume back up, and I'm going to change the patch to a song that we don't do anymore. It says Heart on the on my bit of tape there that I put in, and it says All I on the little LED screen there. I'm going to go over to the keyboard and choose the All I Wanna, and you might have guessed it, it's Heart's All I Wanna Do Is Make Love to You. Now, we did the Hailstorm version of it, which is a little bit rockier, a little bit heavier, and if you're not familiar with Hailstorm, I suggest you check them out. They're absolutely awesome. They're an awesome band with absolutely awesome lead singer. I would say one of the greatest rock voices of all time, in my humble opinion. Anyways, so this song would, on the Hailstorm version, would normally start with the guitarist chugging away. By the way, we do this in F. We change the key to F for this one. The guitarist starts off with it. And then, as that's going on, I've already activated the... almost did that the other day. The F notes. So you're getting the chug from the guitarist. I can't do this at the same time because I'm using my fingers. Actually, I'm going to completely contradict myself now. What I do, I bring the volume up on this. Then the guitarist brings in obviously a bit slower. And then the singer starts, it was a rainy night. So you came into town, standing by the road, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So put on the light. You can tell I'm not a singer. And the last line before the band kicks in is a C. And then we go, all the band kicks in, and then it. And then the chorus, we go. All I wanna do is make love to you. Ba-da-da. All I wanna do is make love to you. So anyway, that's how we do. Again, poorly executed, poorly sung. But the idea is to demonstrate what we, how we use this pedal. Another one. Let's do another one. So, Paradise City, the Guns N' Roses classic. I mean, this is kind of. I'm sometimes not sure how it translates. Nobody really knows it goes on, but in Low in the Mix on the original, there's a bit of a synth part on the intro. So when you got the intro part, again, I'm using the big noise, make it try and sound like a rhythm guitar. So on the intro, there's a synth part that goes. I think I hear a synth on the record. Some people tell me it's a second guitar, but nevertheless, these notes are being played. We even play the whistle part that the drummer activates on the Roland SPDSX sampler. Is there any more I can demonstrate on here? Black Velvet, we don't do that song anymore. Let's give that a blast, if I can remember how to play it. So that'll be a Hammond. Oh no, I know what I've done there. I've ditched that patch for the Dirtbag, so I haven't changed that one. So I can't demonstrate that one. Oh, I'll tell you what I can demonstrate. I'll just pause the video while I change guitar. Right, I've changed guitar. So I'm going to change patch to one that there it says 4. So what now I'm going to be doing is playing the bass part, because now I've got an acoustic guitar. There it is. One of the songs we play is Four Non Blondes, What's Going On, or What's Up, or whatever it's called. So we wanted to do this song, but we had an issue because the singer doesn't play guitar, so she couldn't play acoustic guitar. We only got one guitarist, and we need the whatever it is, which couldn't really do at the same time as playing the guitar. So I said, I know what I'll do. I'll play acoustic guitar and I'll patch some bass sounds. Now, granted, these are basic, just root note plonking, and there's a lot more going on the original bass, where there's some nice playing going on. But for a live situation, it fills it out, and nobody's really paying any attention to the bass anyway, as long as the frequencies are there filling out the sonic spectrum, so to speak. And to be fair, nobody really pays a bit attention to the bass player anyway, full stop. But I ain't too bothered, because I'm not a bass player. And I hope I haven't offended any bass players out there, but you know, truth hurts. But anyway, let's move on. So here we do a little example of this, the Four Non Blondes. Unfortunately, this song is quite easy. It's just the same 3 chords all the way through. It's a perfect pop song. Perfect pop song. You know, verse and chorus exactly the same. Dead easy. That's why it's played a lot of jam sessions. And you know, why not? It's a lot of fun. People love it. It's a great sing along. So there is other songs on there you might see. Rush, the Spirit Radio, that have some synth noises. Love Heart is for loving an elevator, because there's a bit of a synth effect. Fire is for I should have demonstrated that while I had the bass on, but anyway, that's another Hailstorm song, I'm the Fire. And that squiggle is for You Know, You Ought to Know, which, to be fair, I don't really play that on the Keith McMillen. I play that on the keys. I do have it on there for sometimes for convenience, but I've mainly play it on the keys, for adding those synth effects. Anyway, I hope you find this video interesting. Like I said, this was about a review of the Keith McMillen 12-step 10 years on. I've had this pedal for 10 years. It's still trucking on, and it's had a lot of gigs. I mean, this thing has done hundreds of gigs. It doesn't get used every song, it gets used a lot, but it's been in hot, sweaty environments. It's been in the back of the van, been in flight cases. You know, it's been through all seasons, in and out from cold, freezing cold vans into hot venues and back out again. And it's still trucking on. The only issues are with the backlights on a couple of them. When you give them a bit of a twist, they come on. But I don't know. Maybe the second iteration, the new 12-step version 2, will sort that out. I don't know. But here we are, 10 years on, and this pedal's still trucking. I've no desire to buy the second 12-step, although I can bypass the MIDI expander. You can come straight out of the Keith McMillen second of generation, straight in to I could go straight into my MIDI merger. It comes out of a 3.5mm MIDI jack. So I could bypass the MIDI expander, but I've got it and it's working, so kind of why change? So there we go. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't smash that like button. Just press it nicely, press it gently, but please press it. And thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.